Hi, I'm Gabriel, and this is Learning English Path. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you white idioms and how to use them. Okay, I have some more English language idioms for you with colors in the idioms. And today we are learning white idioms and how to use them. And I've got 10 idioms for you, okay? If you haven't already seen the other ones, I've got blue idioms, I've got green idioms, and gold idioms. And I'm sure I will make more to come later. Then check those out. But this one is on white idioms. So the first one is probably the simplest one, just white as snow. And it's a simile also, okay? So you can say something is white as snow when you really just want to emphasize that it hasn't got any blemishes on it, right? It's got no dirt on it, or it's got no other colors on it at all. It's not a faded white. It's a clear, bright white. It's white as snow. Because what color is snow? It's generally very white when we think of it, right? And also, you might remember this one by remembering the fairy tale Snow White, right? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She was called Snow White because her skin was extremely white, right? In the original story. Now in the Disney version, she's got some redness to her cheeks, right? She's got rosy cheeks, but in the original version, her skin was white as snow. The next one, we've got examples for each of these idioms, as always, okay? I almost forgot. So the example sentence here, she was so old that her hair was white as snow. To turn white as a ghost. This is to become very pale in skin color, okay? So kind of like Snow White, but this is more to do with something that is not healthy, right? It's either illness, shock, from anxiety, or from fear, okay? So if you turn as white as a ghost, that's not a good sign, all right? So for example, if someone says, I'm pregnant, and then you just can't believe it, you're in shock, and maybe it means that you're the father, right? So you would be, if you weren't planning it, then it might make you feel a little bit fearful as well. And then the lady continues, because you haven't said anything. The lady says, are you okay? You've turned white as a ghost, right? Okay, so that is one such situation where a person might turn white as a ghost. Or if someone sees something that they weren't expecting, or if someone realizes that they have to do something that they're scared of. Maybe the person is scared of delivering a presentation, and then they are told by their boss, oh, you have to make a presentation. Maybe they turn as white as a ghost, right? The next one, another simple one, a white Christmas. So this is simply a Christmas day, right? December 25th, when it is snowy. Now, there's a famous song as well. I think the original was by Bing Crosby, but there may have even been one before him. Maybe Frank Sinatra. When Actually, I think it was even older than any of those guys. I think it was a very long time ago. But a song that says, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. So you may have heard it. It's very famous. And I'm not going to sing it right now. But a white Christmas is literally when it's snowing outside on Christmas Day. Or it could be when it snowed the previous day and there's still snow on the ground. You can still say it's a white Christmas. Oh, look out the window. It's a white Christmas. And that would have to be said, obviously, on the 25th of December. If something is clear as black and white, or if you can say something is black and white, it means it's very obvious and there's no doubt, no confusion, right? Because if you look at the colors black and white together, then it's very obvious that they're different colors, right? Because they're on opposite, well, arguably, on opposite ends of the color spectrum. A lot of people will say that they're not, but let's not get into it. Clear as black and white. Let's have an example. We can see the evidence in the video. Clear as black and white. Okay, another version of this, by the way, is you can also say clear as night and day. So because, again, they're perceived to be opposites. So you would say, by contrast, it's very obvious what happened. It says clear as black and white or clear as night and day. But don't make a mistake, because there's another very similar idiom. If you say something is in black and white, right? Especially with this preposition here, in. If something is in black and white, it means it's written down, especially in an official or legal document. So if something is the law, for example, then it's in black and white. If something is in the newspaper, sometimes it can be said to be in black and white. Or, as in this next example shows, in a contract. So, of course you agreed to do this. It's right there in the contract you signed, all in black and white. Okay, and we say this because generally we have white paper and black ink, black pen, right? Or black font if we type it on the computer. So we say something is in black and white. So therefore it's official. It's set in stone, to use another idiom. White lie. If something is a white lie, it means it's a harmless lie, usually told for what is perceived to be the greater good. Okay, so it's not an evil lie. It's a lie that is told maybe to make sure you don't hurt another person's feelings, for example. Like, if you say, oh, I like that dress, even if you don't, because you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. Now, I don't think that is harmless. I think that can be quite harmful, actually. But this is what the idiom is tends to refer to. And in this example, do I look fat in this dress? I want you to tell me the truth, not a little white lie. All right, next one. A white elephant. This is something that cost a lot of money. It has cost you, right? It already cost you a lot of money, but is quite useless and even a burden to have. For example, we have to carry this big painting everywhere just because we don't have any insurance for it. I don't even like it. It's just a white elephant. So it's not literally a white elephant. It's a painting that is very expensive, but also very big. And so you are carrying it around because you do not have any insurance for it, but you don't like carrying it around, right? Okay, men in white coats. This is a humorous term for psychiatrists or psychiatric workers, right? People who work with mental illnesses in some way. Now, this is, I'll show you this example. If you're telling someone something and then they say, "You really believe that?" I might have to get the men in white coats. So this means that they might have to send the person speaking to a psychiatric hospital because what they're saying is crazy. Now, they don't mean that literally. It's something that you would jokingly say, right? Like, it's crazy what you're saying, so maybe we should get the men in white coats, right? It's not supposed to be offensive. It's supposed to be a joke. White collar. These are, you would say, people are white collar workers if they are involved in something that, in a business that does not have them doing manual labor. This means they're not doing work that is physical, right? They're not doing physical work. They're not doing heavy lifting. They're not doing they're not doing coal mining or construction working, right? They are doing something that is generally in an office, or maybe not even in an office, but just something that they are using their minds for instead of their bodies and their muscles, right? For example, I was trained to be a construction worker, not a white-collar worker. But you can also talk about the white-collar class. You can talk about the kind of class of people who do not do physical work. And the opposite, by the way, the people who do manual labor, they are blue-collar, right? Blue-collar workers. And the last one, like white on rice. And this means very closely or very carefully. Okay, so if someone were to tell you that they were going to do something or pay attention to something like white on rice, it means they would be paying attention to it very closely and very carefully. For example, I'll be watching you like white on rice. Okay, so that means the person is going to be looking at what you're doing, or maybe making sure that you're doing something correctly, like white on rice. Because what color is rice? Well, it could be white or brown or black, right? But a lot of rice is white, and so it's saying as closely as the color white is on rice, that's how closely I will be paying attention to something. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed those 10 idioms, and let me know which ones you learned in this lesson and whether you can think of any others that I have missed out. Let me know if you have any questions as well in the comments, and if you want to get my 101 songs to learn English, make sure you download that. Click the link in the description of this video and I will email it to you. And please subscribe for future videos. I release 3 every week. And click that notification bell to make sure that you are told when I do release another video as well. All right, keep learning, my friend, and keep going.